Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS, and it's episode 82. ReverbNation, man, is what we're looking at today. It's going to be an interesting show. I hope, kind of. As with every show, winging it as normal. Okie dokie. Let's say hello to people in the chat who are already here. G'day Russ. Pete Johns is already here. SM Borthwick, howdy do. Thomas Gillane is here. Thank you, Thomas, for shooting me that video. We're about to jump into that also. So let's cover a few things. Before we jump into today's main deal. Tom Rochelle, g'day as well. Josh Gates, hi, welcome along. So yesterday, if you followed the show, I looked at this app, this Grand Piano AUV3 plugin app. Kev, g'day, good to see you on the live chat, Kev. Andy, welcome along as well. So we covered this piano app yesterday, and there were a few questions around the piano app, around did it work with iOS 12 and this kind of thing. So I actually heard back from the developer. I took your questions and I threw them at the developer. So it's not available for iOS 12. He has no plans of doing that, unfortunately. It's just too much work for him, as he's only a single developer. So that's that. So it will be updated seriously for iOS 14, and that'll all be good too. So it'll work for that. So that's good. What else did he say? I gotta rack my brain. Let me just grab the email. God, that's hopeless of me. I've had a blank. And that was really kind of him to get back to me straight away too. So I was really happy with that. Where are we? Where's his email? Here it is. Somewhere here. So while I am trying to find it, I did get an email from Positive Grid last night too, which I'll talk about. So here it is here. Remember, we were looking at the app in GarageBand, and when we went into the settings in it, in the AUV3 section, I took it to a section to open up the velocity and the stereo width and a whole bunch of things, the sensitivity, and the actual UI was not working correctly. So he's written here, thanks for the report on that bug. I watched the video and I will fix it in the next update. So he's going to fix that as well, in case you're thinking of buying it. So he's listening, and he's readily available. If you do get the app and go to the page, the actual app page on the App Store, you can send him a direct email. And developers are really good like that. They want you to get in contact with them and let them know what's wrong with the app so they can actually fix it. They love it. So don't ever be afraid to do that. They want their app to work the best for you possibly. So that's that done. Now, I did get an email from Positive Grid. I think I took a screenshot. Let me see if I can bring that up. Where did I put that sucker? Here we go. Let's make this full screen. So there you have it, right for your very eyes. Hi, Jade. Recently, Apple has released an update to its mobile operating system, iOS 14. The latest update may affect your use of the following Positive Grid products for the mobile platform: Bias Amp 2, Bias Effects 1, Jam Up Pro, Bias Pedal, X Drummer, and Final Touch are all affected by iOS 14. To ensure that all your Positive Grid iOS products remain operational, we recommend that you do not upgrade to iOS 14 until compatibility with the latest operating system has been announced. Now this, look, if you've already updated, it's shit. Let's not beat around the bush. I hate beating around the bush. You guys know that. But there's a big positive in this. Even though they're not like working on Bias Effects 1 anymore, this looks like they're going to update it to work. So that's a really big positive. So those people who may not have the money to update to Bias Effects 2, they're going to update that for you. So that's really good. I'm glad they're forward thinking with that. That's good news. So yeah, don't update yet. I was looking over at the Audio Bus forums as well. So there are some issues with some scripting for save states with a whole lot of plugins, with AUV3 plugins. So if you have updated to iOS 14, you may find if you open a project that has an AUV3 plugin already in the project, the save state that usually was there, or in inter-app audio, it may not be there anymore because Apple actually forgot to update, to actually put the code back in apparently when they released iOS 14. It's Apple's fault. They've misplaced the code. Nice work, Apple. Good shit. I bet somebody gets fired over that shit with Apple. So that's that. Now, Thomas Gillane, who's here in the chat with us as well, and he reached out to me this last night before I went to bed and sent me this lovely video, which means, and I asked permission to play this, so I didn't have to open up a project and try and recreate it. So thank you very much, Thomas, for this. This is in relation to using the Grand Piano AUV3 plugin and Ravenscroft with the sustain pedal. How when you actually do a recording using MIDI, the sustain pedal doesn't appear in the MIDI section when you go to edit it. So I'm going to play this video now and let Thomas explain.
Hello everyone. As Jade has said in a previous live stream, if you record something in an AUV3 piano like Ravenscroft or the Grand Piano that Jade showcased in a previous live stream, it doesn't give you the option to change any of the sustain options, like from the sustain pedal that Jade showcased. I have a little bit recorded here. Okay, so this is what I have recorded here. If I go into edit, indeed, you cannot see any sustain here, but all these short notes here, you know, it's not played staccato, it has some sustain to it. And from here it is staccato. Okay, if you want to add some more sustain, like in a MIDI track like this, I had this problem a few years ago, yeah, and I found a workaround. You open up another instrument, like the GarageBand classical grand piano, and you copy this MIDI file where you want to add sustain to, and you paste it into the track of the like the GarageBand classical grand. And when you paste it here and you click edit, you can see that there are sustain bars in the bottom. This is exactly the same track as I have recorded here, and I just pasted it here. Just in this track you can see the sustain options, and in this one you can't. If you want to edit or add, or maybe, you know, change some sustain options in this instrument, you can just do the edits in the GarageBand piano and then copy this file and, you know, just delete this and paste this again. I hope this helps. Thank you.
No, thank you very much, Thomas, because he sent me a different video last night that was addressed to me, and I just asked him before going on if it was okay to use that video, and he went ahead and just made that video right then. So thank you very much, man. That is just so kind. And I agree, Pete. I just love this community so much on so many levels. You're all such fantastic people. So thank you for that. So that should clear things up for those using Ravenscroft and even that piano app, Grand Piano AUV3 yesterday. All right, and I just want to address something Pete wrote there. I really don't know how I feel about this stuff. I realize every update is challenging for devs, but they have had a lot of time with iOS 14 betas. Now, I do, as usual, have an opinion on this. And sure, like, all right, I'm just going to come off the bat and say it. Apple should never have made betas public. It is the absolute most fuckwit idea I've ever heard from Apple. It is so dumb. I mean, betas are about getting feedback on issues with the actual betas. That's what they're about. So by the time we get to release, we should have things sorted. But instead, they've chosen to like give people who have no understanding of bug searching, testing apps, and then even delivering the feedback which Apple relies on to make the actual iOS release really good. And I think it's definitely shown, because I do believe they started doing this since iOS 11, and anybody who remembers the iOS 11 update, it was balls, it was pants, it was toilet, it sucked. It destroyed my creativity because GarageBand was down for a month. There was that bug with it. Every time you opened it, it closed straight away. There was I couldn't use Audio Pro for 2 months. It was an absolute mess. I thought I lost all of my projects, and there was about 40 projects in there. It was absolute pants. So why would you get the public to do betas? I think it's a really dumb idea, and I think they really need to pull it away from the public, because you just end up getting people who just want to have it to go, oh, I've got iOS 14, huh? And and I was talking to a friend yesterday, just to put some perspective on it. She, she got her grandma an iPhone, and during one of the, I think it was iOS. I think she said iOS 11. Her grandma somehow had updated to a beta, and she'd been having all this trouble with her phone for 2 years. And so here's her granddaughter going, I couldn't work out what was wrong with her phone. Then finally, she actually went into the within settings, and realized her grandma had been stuck on a beta, and she hadn't been able to update or anything like that. So that you're getting people who have no idea how to use betas, how to get out of a beta, how to get back into the normal system. It's really stupid. I really hope that they stop it. Anyway, that's my rant done for that. So I will let you know too, and I just want to cover this before we look at Reverb. One last thing. So in relation to my not procrastination, the last 2 days have been absolutely dog shit for me, for my EP. Not completely dog shit, but I came up against a wall. And it was a couple of things. So at least let's start with the positives first. So at least I've been able to really work on the lyrics a lot and put a lot more effort into the lyrics than what I thought I would be able to, and the actual vocal melodies. So that's been a good thing, because I've been able to listen to the songs a lot in how they are at the moment, and really just sing them to the point that now if I'm just walking around my house, they're stuck in my head now, the lyrics. So that's a really positive sign. If the choruses are getting stuck in my head, it means it's catchy enough, it's working. So that's the one good thing that's come from it. The negative out of it was that I'm super critical. It just is what it is. I am a bit of a perfectionist, and I realize that, and I'm trying to work on it with this recording to just get this done and push it out. But the most of the problem has been around the bass, because I got this idea in my head that I really wanted to try and get a different sounding bass for each of the songs. I wanted a more growly bass in one of them. I wanted a more DI sounding punchy compressed bass for another one, and I wanted more of a rock fuzz kind of bass for the other. So I came across this app that I saw that I thought would do the job perfectly. So instead of just rushing out and buying it, because I do like to plan my money and all that kind of stuff, and be quite tight with that shit, and not waste money on stuff that I don't need, because you don't want to just go and get an app to fix you need an app to actually record something. So I went and tried some other apps, some other ideas to try and get these sounds, but it wasn't happening. So I kind of just gave up, sat down, and yeah, that is what it is. And then I reached out to the developer and said, because I'll be honest, it's a $30 app, $30, and it's a lot of money to invest in these apps, right? Even me, who's up here talking about apps every day, $30 is a lot of money. Okay, so I reached out to the developer and possibly see if I could get a freebie to, look at, do a show about it. And our conversation just died. I think he's got busy with something else, So, and that's okay. I never expect anything from any developers. I'm not slagging the developer at all, so don't think that. And, I never expect anything. I always say when I contact developers, I have no problem paying for it. I'm just putting it out there and letting you know firstly that I'm going to do a show on your app because I like it or I think it would be something that would be really handy for others and myself. But last night, I sat there and thought, fuck it. This is the main thing that's holding me back. I've already looked enough at this app, watched enough videos on it. I know it's going to do the thing that I want. So I paid for it. So this is the app here. So it's MAMMOTH bass. I mean, look at it. It just looks brutal. So do I have a bass? I've got a bass even here at the moment. Even if I just give you a sample of what's going on, what I wanted to do. So I want input 2, unmute. Do we have any sound? Maybe not. There's a bit there. There we go. Fuck. Brutal. Nice heavy sound. So there's a whole bunch of really dirty sounds in here. Very brutal stuff. Got a degent here. So there you go. Got it. And I woke up today absolutely feeling this is it. This is much better. I feel like I've jumped over a hurdle which I put myself in. I actually talked myself into going, oh, this is over money. This is, you know what? Fuck the money. This is really important to get this release out. So, hey, it's $30. I probably would have wasted it on McDonald's on the weekend, which I normally stupidly do every weekend, buy junk food. So I won't be doing that. Much better. So that's that done. If you would like me to do a review on that tomorrow, you know what? Let's just do it tomorrow. I want to look at that tomorrow and show you how it's going, what I work on today. But anyway, let's get into this. ReverbNation. What is ReverbNation? ReverbNation. I have a love-hate relationship with ReverbNation. I've been with ReverbNation for a really long time. I've got a lot of music up there and I have all my artists up there. So it's basically like a Bandcamp, kind of MySpace. There's a social aspect to it as well. And it has lots of positives. You're interacting with other artists. It's not really there's a fan kind of section where fans can join to come in and say, hello, we like your music, but it's more about other musicians. So think of like Slaps, what Slaps is doing, but a bit more depth than Slaps. So you've got more options. You can add videos and all this kind of stuff. So that's the good part about ReverbNation, that, you can like other artists, add them as follower. You can follow them. They can follow you back. You can network with other artists. You can add gigs to your page to let your people know when you've got gigs, when you release videos or music. You can actually sell music through them. You can connect all of your digital distribution links into your page as well. And you can actually create a mailing list as well. So to anybody who actually likes your music, you can just send out a mail to all of them all in one go and let them know of things that are going on. So they're the positives with that. And, that's quite a few positives. The negatives are they like their fucking nag mail. Nag mail is their biggest issue. They offer all these promotions. Now, I know Pete's talked about this in some of his videos, about these promoters and stuff who offer you these deals. Hey, want to get heard by like a bunch of leading industry wankers who probably don't really exist, but we want you to pay us money and we'll take your music and pretend to play them to people. It sounds like I'm being very sarcastic there, but that is a very real thing that has happened to bands for many, many years. way before the internet, these people who have great intentions who just say, hey, we can get your music to these people. So that's where the nag mail comes in, and ReverbNation offers you to pay a subscription to be able to send your music to these labels and such. And who knows, look, it may work. It shows that there's success stories and stuff, but I don't know. It's not my bag. It's not my bag. I don't want to be in a battle of the bands with other bands, with someone handling my music to somebody. It's these faceless people. So that's the negatives. But I'll show you how you can turn that off so it doesn't annoy you. So let's have a look. First off the bat, you'll see up here where I've got, it says Jade, Starr, DreadCircus. When I click on that, this gives me all of my options. So, and there's quite a lot of things you can see here. So you've got your library of music that you have up there. You also have charts in here. So it pits you against other bands. So the downloads that you're getting, and you can finite it right down to say where you live. Say I'm in Victoria in Melbourne. I can actually pinpoint it down to the actual area I live in Victoria, and it'll take all the other bands around your area and create a chart for there, then for Melbourne, then for Victoria, then for Australia, then for the rest of the world. So you've got all these options to see how you're ranking and stuff. It's a bit wanky because it's a bit of a competition, and you can cheat because you can just sit there and just play your music all day and leave it streaming. So it's not accurate, and I'm sure there are people out there who do that. You've got links to your fans. You can see all the people that are following you, all that kind of stuff. As you can see down here, here's the beautiful part. For free, in one account, you can actually, if you have multiple bands, you can put multiple bands in there. So I have all my all 4 of them in here. So Despise, FMC, and Utensils. Let's start over here at the dashboard, and you'll see straight away, adios Kev, have a good night. Here's where you'll see the nag mail in your dashboard. Straight away you can see these suggested for you. Want more exposure? If your fans don't know about your music, don't you have a website yet? Find out more about what fans think of you. Sell your music, sell this song across. So it's already offering you all this nag stuff. And if you click more down here, I'm sure there's going to be more of it. Look at it all. Nerd out on your stats. And, I don't mean to bag out on it, but it can be damn annoying. And you've got Music Marketplace. There are some things that are quite, I find, not right up my alley at all, too, where you can see up the top here, it says, get discovered with local and national industry opportunities. Upgrade to basic now. So there's always these upgrade buttons and such, but you don't have to pay for it. Keep that in mind. Excuse me. There's this other thing which I kind of don't like as well, where you can submit a song to these faceless industry experts, and it goes onto this page where they critique it, and then it goes publicly to other bands where they can all just come and give feedback. I don't know. I find it, because it's all band orientated, and I don't think the networking is as solid, and people aren't really, I don't see a lot of cohesion and people building each other up like you would see in something like the GarageBand users group. So I find this kind of thing not something I want to be a part of. But anyway, let's get past that. So as you can see here to the right hand side, you've got key stats. So this is telling you how you're ranking. So you can, and I'll be very clear here, I haven't really looked at this page for quite a while. I've been busy doing other things. So yesterday was the first time I've actually logged in. So you can see I'm averaging 2 or 3 views, that kind of thing. Locally, where I am in Victoria, I'm number 5 in the charts. Whoop-de-doo. And if I scroll further down, it links you up to artists you may know. So, because you link up with Facebook, you can link your Twitter to it, your YouTube. And what it does, this is another fantastic thing, is it takes all of your fans, subscribers from YouTube, your followers from Twitter, your followers from Facebook, and it combines them all into this page. So I'll show you what the profile looks like next. So again, you'll notice nag mail straight away in this little admin panel. But I can show you what my page looks like to fans. There's a little button up there that says view page as a fan. Make sure I've clicked on that. So this is what your page looks like. And you can change things around, so you can create your own banner and everything. As you can see, you can feature a video up the top. I've got a whole bunch of songs here. So when you click on show more, and you can organize all your songs into albums as well. Then you've got all your songs, and you'll see there's all these links I've added. So you can, this particular one hasn't had a digital release, so I've actually added it. You can buy for $1.29 through ReverbNation, or these ones you can buy on iTunes. So you can decide how you want to sell them. So you definitely got a lot of options to make money here as well, and they pay you out as well through here. It's all connected. Looks like slaps kind of thing here. Your song loads up, you can share your song, you can click across the top here your videos, and the best thing is you don't have to upload videos. As you can see here, I've just linked videos directly from my YouTube page, so you can suck videos down from your YouTube page once you've connected it. So it's really easy. It doesn't take a lot of admin to make your page kind of look decent. What have we got here? So you can see down the side here, there's links to websites. You can Google Play, all this stuff. You can add all of that. You can add press, things that people have said about your music, and that constantly flicks around. So I've taken stuff from MySpace, comments people have said, reviews that I've had. So there's quite a bit of stuff there. Recommended artists, so artists that I follow. And you've got your usual stuff down the bottom, comments and all that kind of stuff. See you later, Tom Rochelle. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a good one. See you on the replay. So that's pretty cool. You've got your rank up in the corner, and you can add stuff really easy on here. So if we just go back to my dashboard, oh, I think it's down there, view admin controls. Is that right? It's been a while since I've used this. So here we are back in my admin panel, and over here is where you can add a song, a photo, you can add band members. So, I mean, this is pretty similar to MySpace. I still think this is the closest thing to MySpace, you know, and I miss MySpace. I just wish somebody would bring that back and put Facebook in the death knell forever, because, you know, I think, and this is in my opinion, of course, I think what's lacking with Facebook seriously is the ability to customize your band pages and such to reflect your music, to reflect color and vibrance, because everything on Facebook looks the same. It's so bland, where I like this just for that. So it's pretty easy to add stuff. I mean, you just hit the plus, bang, and you can select a file. Pretty easy stuff. Same with the video. When it pops up, you can add your video name, choose a URL where your video is. So from YouTube, you can see this one here down the bottom here, it says import all. So you can just, if you've got a whole YouTube page full of music videos, you just want all of them, you can just import all of them at once and then rearrange the order. So again, really handy, easy to use. Cancel, please. What else have we got here? So across the top, content, what do you get here? So again, this is just access to all of these buttons here. So press, your comments, band members. You've got a blog, you can add stuff to a blog if you want, and update people that way. Songs, organizing stuff into albums. I mean, you've even got this link here. Do I have any shows? So I've got no up and coming shows, but you can actually add a show really easy. And you can choose, is it a traditional venue? And each time you add something, so what do we want? A traditional venue. Then you get more options. When's the date? Who's playing? All this stuff. Is it an age limit? And you can pop this on here and you can share this across other networks as well. Because once you link your Facebook to it, when you do post just a status update on here, you can choose to have it go across to Twitter, to Facebook, to all your other social network mediums from this. So they've made it nice and easy to do all that kind of stuff, which is great. Love it. Tools across the top here. Fan reach. Let's have a look at this. And because I haven't really had much to do on here lately, I haven't done anything. This just shows you. So I've got 57 email subscribers, and people can decide to subscribe to your group email that you put up. And, you know, you can add a CSV. You can put out your templates for your emails to send out to your subscribers on here. You can see here, so I've got connected Facebook fans from my Facebook page, Twitter followers that are added here, and it boosts all the numbers up to do a nice collection of stuff. So for your fan reach, you can create a welcome message, drafts of, like, you can have a monthly email. You can actually organize it to automatically go out each month. Very cool for nothing. Very cool. What else was in tools? I'm not covering all of this. So you've got widgets as well, and I'll show you a little bit of this. I think it still works. So in here, Facebook apps, and I'll see if I can get it to work. So you can see here, I've created a ReverbNation account for my band profile. So let's jump out of here and quickly jump into my Facebook app. Hopefully it works, and jump into my page, my DreadCircus page, and is it here? Maybe it's not. Resource. Maybe I have to do it through, let's give it a try through a browser. Facebook. Oh, yay. I don't want that, but thanks. Now I've got the ugly Facebook. Gross. So if you see, can I do it from here? I'm not sure. Manage page. More. So if you have a look, I've clicked on more here and see where it says band profile. This should be, this is ReverbNation. This is my little ReverbNation page that it creates. It's obviously not working properly here on Safari's browser, but if you're looking at it on a computer browser, it puts this little band page in there. Or is it in this? I think there's another way to look at it. Let's see. Maybe not. So I was right in the first place. But you can see there, I didn't need to close that you can add plugins and stuff. So you've got things like web links, so you can create these little banners, and you can add those in. Take care, Thomas. Thanks for helping me out today with that video. That was so kind of you. So as you can see, they give you all these banners you can add to your web page and stuff. Fantastic shit. Love it. Here's where you've got your promote stuff. This is where I really don't look at it, and opportunities. This is where they offer you all these. Oh, look at this shit. Level up your career with complimentary promotional services from some fucking company I've never heard of. And here's some other company. Relics. Look at this company. MRG. Who are all these companies? They're just offering all this shit. And you've got to pay. See how it says submit now and all this stuff? You've actually got to pay a membership to be able to do that kind of stuff. All right. Now, one other thing I want to show you here before I move on to just showing you how you can have other bands on here. Now, I've got to remember where it is. I think it's in settings, or is it in music? God, I only did this yesterday. Maybe it's in, so content. Maybe it's in songs. I can't even remember where it is. That's shocking. Promote, tools, playlists is what I'm looking for. Content. I can't remember where it is. So as you can see here, I'll just cover this or here. You've got these mail across the top. This is where you get all these annoying messages with the nag mail. And they send them through your notifications as well, which is really annoying too. So when you see somebody's become a fan, in amongst it, you've got these opportunities as well, which I find a little bit annoying too. So, but you can turn all that stuff off. You can actually go into the settings, and I'll show you now. Where are we? In here. So you can go into your settings. Hopefully I'm not going to show any info. So you've got email settings you can actually change. Where are we? Email preferences. You can turn off all of these nag mails down the bottom here, because trust me, if you don't turn these things off, you will get 10 emails a day with all these offers and stuff. It's really horrid. So if you are joining up, that is definitely a thing I suggest that you do straight away. Turn off all that stuff, because it's super annoying, and you'll end up getting super angry with it. Now let's see if I can remember where this. Why can't I remember what I'm trying to show you here? My library. Maybe it's in here. All right, here we are. So I'll show you what I do here, and I'll show you with my web page, because this is another reason why. And I'll preface this with, you can do this using SoundCloud as well. But why I like this over SoundCloud is this has no limitations for uploading music, okay? We all know if you're not paying for SoundCloud, there's some serious limitations. But I like to create playlists, because the beautiful part about this, you'll notice these two here, these two playlists here, they're called DreadCircus website and Web Noize nonconformist website. So let's see, I think it's this one. If I click on it, there's a whole bunch of songs which I've selected, and we'll go back, scoot back. This one. So this one has a whole mix of songs from all my bands. I've actually built this up. And the reason I've done all this, if you click on, where are we? I think it's this little arrow up the top here. It gives you this little box so you can create an embed, and you can share this and embed it. And you can take the code, the HTML code, and you can actually put it into your web page. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So here's my website I prepared earlier. And on some of my pages, so people can instantly listen to my music, here it is there. It's straight away there, and it's got a whole bunch of songs. So people can just click on it within my website and get a sample of songs that I need to turn up sound. I think I've got it on a couple of other pages as well. So that one, I think this might be, no, that one's from there. And then you'll see the one underneath. This one's actually from ReverbNation. So there's two different playlists here. This one's got a whole bunch of covers that I've done, and this one's just music. And I've just created a jukebox page so people can listen to the music. And on each of my individual artist pages, when you click on the photo, not only does it have information, so right up the top straight away, there's a little jukebox. This one's from ReverbNation. Then you've got information about my music and such. Then you can where to purchase the albums. So I've got all these links across here to buy the albums. So it's really cool. I keep doing that. Damn. So ReverbNation's really cool to use just that function alone. You know, so there's a lot of really good things about this program. I mean, if you use it right, it can save you a lot of hassle, especially if you've just released a song. You can upload the track here, and you can instantly send it across to your Facebook, to your Twitter, and all those places all in one go. So that's super handy. I mean, you can add SoundCloud, all of them, and you know, they can buy. It's just another place for people to buy your music as well, and that's never really going to hurt you either. And as I said at the beginning of this, I can go down here and I can click one of my other bands. So as I said, I have 4 bands. I don't think there is a limit to how many bands you can have. And if you notice here, this gives you an idea of how much a premium membership is. So I love this, how they say it's usually $239.40 a year, but for you it's $159 for the first year. That's a lot of fucking money, man. Like $160. And here was I putting a halt on my EP over $30, going, ooh, that's a lot of money. But yeah. So as you can see, all my profiles have there we go. So I've got different looks for all my profiles. And all of them, and what's really cool about having different artists, because Despise is like, my other band Despise is like a full-on thrash, funk, jazz band. The artist that I associate my music with is totally different than my DreadCircus stuff. And then the stuff from Utensils, again, my other band, is totally different. So I follow more noise and avant-garde stuff using Utensils instead of the same stuff I would for DreadCircus. So really easy to maintain. So that's it in a nutshell, I think. The key is, seriously, the first thing you do... Oh, and I can see, wow, Utensils is ranked number 4. Can I click on that? So here's your charts. So it shows you, when you click on the actual charts, it shows you the other people you're up against. So where I'm at, so this is in Melbourne, Victoria. I'm number 4 in this particular style of music, which is, I think it's avant-garde or something like that. Experimental, that's what it is. So I'm under experimental. So there's lots of good things about it. It's just, what I suggest you do is, as soon as you create an account or you go back to your old account and reboot it if you've had it in the past, make sure you go into the settings, look for the email settings, and turn off as much as you possibly can, because you don't need it. Make sure you just have turned on things like if there are updates for the site or critical emails, chart stuff for each weekly digest for how you're looking in the charts, and if there's been anyone buy your music. Because that's the other thing too. There's a whole section too which shows how much money you've made, and you can pull that money out just like DistroKid or anything else. So it's like a more complicated version of Slaps, definitely. I recommend it, and I think, you know, I'll probably create a new artist once I get this Metheus thing out and have 5 artists on here. And I'll probably start using this again more often. I've just forgotten about it. Lastly, you've got a little player down here. So right down the bottom, you can see there's a little player. So you can go and listen to other people's music as well. There's heaps of other artists you can go and find. You can do searches for other artists. So that's cool. And lastly, let's just shut that down. And what are we looking for? There's a ReverbNation app. And it's really basic and simple and really unconfusing. So there it is there. And you can very easily see where you're ranked, how many plays you've had, all that kind of stuff. And across the bottom here, you've got these easy links, shows what music you have already available. And there's a little plus sign so you can upload songs, video, photos, shows. You can do it all from this very simple little app. Got your opportunities, messages, and a search button to go and find other artists that you might be interested in. So let's just click the suggested, and it brings up other artists as well. So the app's nice and simple to use, and it's free to download. So there's that as well. If you don't really want to use the web page and just want to upload things very quickly, nice and cool. So that is ReverbNation. I hope that's helped you guys out, and it's something else you can add to your arsenal, especially with everybody releasing all these Songtember songs. And hey, if you don't want to actually release them digitally through things like DistroKid or anything like that, this is an alternative, because you can upload songs and you can set prices through these guys, and you don't have to pay the fee, and they'll still calculate money. So that's an added bonus. So, and you know, always having an extra outlet to like get your music to these places, it's not a bad thing, is it? So I hope this has been educational for you. I implore you to go and look at it yourself and explore more, because it's there for you to use, and there's a lot of artists on it, and there's still a lot of people who use it, and a lot of like website building. Just to show you lastly too, with my website, down the bottom of each of my pages I've got these links down here within, and I use GoDaddy for my website. There was a ReverbNation thing built into this as well. So they are quite a heavily used website, still very popular, and they've been around for a long time. So, but that only downfall, the ugly, is the nag males. So, and if you want to go and have a look at how, you know, I've implemented more of these little things, because there's quite a few things that I have added into my website. You can go to jadestarr.com.au or DreadCircus.com, and you can go and look at my website, because there's lots of cool stuff on my website if you didn't know, like films. And while I'm here, I'll just show you this. I have this really cool thing here on my website, which you may not have known about, on the Vision link. So this is where all my videos are, video clips, little TV series I've made, silly little things. And when you click on each one, it takes you to like an on-demand Netflix kind of setup. So this is one of the series I did called You Are What You Hate, where I take videos from YouTubers who hate trans people, and I take their videos and chop them up and repackage them to make them look like assholes. And so you can actually view all these videos on demand, and you can click this video at the top and it will play them all in order, or you can actually click the videos. So I've done this with all my videos on my my web page. So just to show you one more kind of thing. So if you guys remember, I did a series on social anxiety and depression and stuff. You can watch all those videos here on my web page. Again, when you click on the top video, what it does is it takes you to a playlist. It gives you the option to watch all of them one after another, straight after each other, or you can watch individual episodes of them. So I'm just shelling my website before I go. So yeah, because I put a lot of work into the website, and I'm about to update it all seriously. I'm about to update it seriously very soon to add the new Metheus stuff. But that's it for today. Thank you guys for hanging out and bearing with my rambling as well. I hope you got something from this. And tomorrow we'll be back to be looking at the MAMMOTH bass. And I'll be getting to work on my EP a little bit more. So have a wonderful day. Keep your mental health up. Look after yourself, and I will catch you on the flip side. So, oh yeah, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and all that kind of stuff, because it makes me happy. And we all like to be happy, and you should do the things that make you happy. Thanks, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.